Hi friends! Last week, I painted this bamboo wind chime. Go watch that video if you haven't already. It won't actually affect whether you understand this video or not, but it was fun, so you should watch it. Anyway, in that video, I told you that I had also been working on a couple of other projects at the same time. I ran out of time to finish them all and edit the video, so I put a poll on my community tab and you voted to have it in 2 parts. So here's part 2. I had this idea to make a wind spinner. You know those spirally DNA things that turn in the wind? I've seen some handmade ones made out of wood blocks, but I didn't have any of those. I did have some popsicle sticks. Like, a lot of popsicle sticks. Now, I don't know exactly how many I'm going to need, so I'm just dumping a big pile out and then tediously lining them all up until I get to about the length I think I want. To keep the center of the spiral straight and not slowly veering off in one direction, I'm going to drill a teeny tiny hole in the center of each stick and put them all on a wire. So I'm painstakingly marking the center of each stick. These sticks are a weird length that is hard to divide by 2, so after an annoyingly long time of staring at tiny lines on the ruler, I realized I could just mark the length on a piece of paper, fold that paper in half, and use that as the guide. Way to go, genius. Once they were all marked, it's time for some power tools. Actually, it's just a Dremel with a little drill bit. And now listen, I'm no Bob the Builder. And yes, making stuff up as I go along is probably not the best idea. But this is not a tutorial, and you can't sue me. Instead, just laugh at my mistakes and don't do what I do. I did eventually figure out to hold on tight to the sticks so they don't go flying. And even more than that, I figured out that I could clamp them together with binder clips and drill more than one at a time. I do sometimes have a brain. The wire that I'm going to use for this is 16 gauge, because that's the thickest that they had at the store that I went to. But it ends up working just fine. I cut off a short little section so that I could start gluing these together in little stacks of like 4 or 5. And I'm using watered down tacky glue, mostly because it was too thick to squeeze out of the little tip on the bottle, and I thought that it would coat the sticks and adhere them really well. Once they were all glued, I slid them off the wire and used binder clips to clamp them together like a little baby vice grip. Now I had all these tiny little bundles. So I cut a piece of wire long enough for the whole spinner, made a little wire spiral for the bottom, and started gluing all the little bundles together to make a long spiral. I had to work pretty slowly in sections and use a lot more binder clips to hold it while it dried. Once it's dry, here's where we're at. I wanted to paint a really large picture on this, like an animal, but the spiral is too tight. So I made another one. You can see how much less I offset the sticks on the second one versus the first one. This gave it a much more open spiral. Did I spend literally another 2 days remaking this? Yes. But I also discovered my new favorite glue. That's a weird thing to say, but it is. This glue is quick drying and super thick. So not only could I work faster, but it filled in a lot of the spaces where the sticks were warped a little bit and didn't sit flush. So now I have 2 wind spinners to paint. I'm going to start with the super spirally one first. Let's throw on some gesso. Now for this one of my viewers, Art Kitty K, said that I should do really bright colors. And I do love me some neon, so I pulled out a rainbow of neons. I'm trying to evenly divide this one into 6 sections, which is actually much harder to do on a spiral. And I started by painting the center bulk of the spiral, but leaving the edges free because I wanted to be able to get as much painting done at one time, and leaving the edges paint free meant that I could just keep turning the spinner and working without worrying about wet paint touching anything and smudging. As you can see, my sections are not even remotely even, but I don't actually care that much. Now to do the edges, I hung it from one of my camera stands, so that I could continuously turn it and paint. Don't judge my messy craft room, this is why you only ever get to see my table. For the edges, I decided to slightly shift the rainbow down so that it has a sort of border. Then, I wasn't really feeling the super bright neons in the center, so I lightened each of them a little bit with white and went back over it. So here's where we're at now. To really finish this off, I went back through and blended for hours. I blended each lighter rainbow color into the one next to it. I blended each brighter border color into the ones next to it. And then I went back and blended the lighter colors into the brighter ones on the edge. And finally, it's done. I did seal this with a spray varnish that I'm trying, but I didn't film it because it was outside and it was a mess. Overall, I do really like this spinner. It's not what I originally intended, and it's so bright that my eyes are sort of bleeding, but like in a good way. But now I still have another one to paint, so let's do that one. First, let's start with a magical coat of gesso. And then an even more magical blue base coat. Why didn't I film myself painting these? I might have just been so tired after gluing for 4 days straight, but that's just lazy. Here I am sketching on a design, and this was way harder than I expected it to be. Not only was I drawing sideways so that I could fit this in the frame, but the whole canvas is obviously warped because it spins in a circle. And I was trying to make these sort of evenly spaced out, but you'll see really soon that I did not succeed at that. Remember I originally said I wanted to paint a large animal picture on this? Yeah, somewhere along the way I gave up on that and decided to go with a sea turtle theme. And I decided to use the same bright neons that I used for the other spinner. I'm not sure why my idea changed. It was probably just exhaustion at this point. After painting on a base shape for each turtle, I used a lighter and a darker version of each color to add the details in. The ones that I did at first I really liked. Like this blue one is so cute. But I feel like as time went on, they kind of went downhill. I don't know if it's just that it was taking so long and I wanted to be done, or if it was the weird surface. Some of them look a little funny. After all the turtles were done, I took this one outside and sprayed varnish on it too. And here it is done. I do think it could be better. I could have put more sea animals on it to really fill it out, but overall I do really like it. Even though I've been complaining about how long this took, I did actually have a really good time making these. Like, it was days on end of gluing, and there was a lot of trial and error in there, but I kind of want to do it again. Maybe I'm just a masochist. So what do you think? Was it worth the wait? Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.